I've been watching The Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix, and let's talk about episode 3 and some of the references you can pick up on in there. Spoilers ahead. So episode 3 keeps laying the foundation for future episodes. We already knew that the character Napoleon, or Leo, he and his partner own a black cat named Pluto. In episode 3, we also find out that Leo has a substance abuse problem and that he apparently, in an intoxicated state, kills this black cat that belongs to his partner. That is the setup for the short story, The Black Cat. Also in this episode, there is a rumor that Victorine, who is a heart surgeon, covers up her failed laboratory tests by dismembering the animals that she is experimenting on. That is from The Telltale Heart, where the speaker dismembers his victim in order to hide the body. There is kind of a darkly funny scene in here where Camille's 2 assistants confront her about her treatment of them. By episode 3, it's already established that nearly all of the ushers are participating in sexual relationships that have very unequal power dynamics. One of the larger themes of this miniseries is the abuse of power, and that is one of the ways that the director chooses to explore that theme, is to feature each of the ushers in these exploitative relationships. So spoiler alert, when her 2 assistants confront her, Camille does not take it well. She fires them both. That is another theme that the miniseries has in common with Poe. Not only the abuse of power, but the total rejection of responsibility. This episode is called Murder in the Rue Morgue. Now, Poe's short story, The Murders in the Rue Morgue, is not really a horror story. It's a detective story. It is a mystery. Now, in the short story, there is a detective that is Auguste Dupin, who is the name of another character in this miniseries. Camille L'Espagne is also a character in The Murder in the Rue Morgue. She is a victim in that story. But in this episode, she kind of takes on the role of a detective. Camille is a PR specialist, and one thing she loves to do is dig up dirt on people. And she is obsessed with figuring out the truth behind her sister Victorine's work, what is really happening to these animals that Victorine is rumored to be disposing of. And that is what takes her to the facility called the Rue Morgue. It is a gorilla that actually dispatches Camille in the short story. And it is the same in the miniseries. When Camille sneaks into her sister's laboratory, she comes face to face with an escaped chimpanzee. At least in the miniseries, Camille doesn't end up stuffed up a chimney. So that's something. We'll talk about episode 4.